This is NDTV, and you're watching NDTV Profit.
Good evening and thanks for tuning in to The Property Show. I'm Manisha Natarajan and my expert co-anchor Sameer Jasuja, CEO and founder of Prop Equity, that's India's best real estate data analytics company, will join me on the show as we take you through all that's happening in real estate and answer your questions. This is what we've lined up for you today. First up, if you've got a crore plus, we'll get you the top of the chart list for upper end homes in the IT city Bangalore and India's business capital Mumbai. And it's not just options and properties which cost a crore plus. We also have budget home options for investment in Greater Noida and also in Mumbai region in Kalyan. Investment ticket 30 lakh rupees. We'll also take you to the city of Nawabs, Lucknow, and get you the new luxury address here. The fate of nearly 2 lakh families hangs in balance as 56 MHADA colonies of Mumbai are getting run down and more dilapidated by the day. Is there any hope for these residents? A special report. All right, we're going to look at Gurgaon first. Gurgaon's real estate market contributes 50% to Haryana's investment inflows, and the city with its MNCs, malls and premium residences is often portrayed as a symbol of emerging India. But after 2 decades of unchecked expansion, Gurgaon today faces the uncomfortable truth. Water is scarce and it's fast depleting. But can something be done to avert a water crisis in this millennium city? And is the court-imposed ban on construction a feasible solution? Vasudha Sharma reports.
Gurgaon's worst-kept secret is finally out and loud in the open. Its groundwater wells, on which roughly 70% of the city survives, are rapidly depleting and face extinction by 2017. Government water supply remains grossly inadequate, and with the High Court's recent ban on constructions that use groundwater, the Gurgaon real estate market is facing its biggest challenge yet. Developers like DLF, who kick-started the real estate boom in Gurgaon, are categorical that the state government needs to step up its game to provide basic infrastructure.
Responsibility dwells on the government of Haryana in this case, and other state governments who are contributories to the water, that they should be able to make water available for construction. Any person who's constructing is only a facilitator. So the order should be more designed on provision of water and basic services rather than banning a facilitator for undertaking his own or her own economic activity.
With borewells sealed across the city, developers warn that the cost of procuring water will be passed on to the buyers.
The prices will definitely go up because of, number one, there will be, for some time, the constructions are going to slow down, number one. Number two, the prices can go up because of the cost of recycling.
Groundwater usage has been banned by the High Court, but is this a lasting solution for Gurgaon? Authorities plan to ramp up water capacity, but even these promises will fall flat in the face of Gurgaon's rapid expansion. So what is the way forward for Gurgaon? According to the Indian National Trust for Art and Cultural Heritage, 50% of Gurgaon's water needs can be met if the Najafgarh Lake, lying north of Gurgaon, is revived. INTAC claims that this lake can generate 30 million gallons per day of raw water to meet the city's construction requirements.
Najafgarh Lake provides one major source of water where recycling is involved, where the effluent from Gurgaon will come, accumulate, get treated by nature, and that water is available back to the people of Gurgaon.
The developer community on its part proposes a move to modern technology like prefabricated and pre-stressed materials to reduce their dependence on water. And the Centre for Science and Environment proposes reusing treated sewage water and protecting the recharge zone of the Aravalis to ensure water security for Gurgaon. But citizens of Gurgaon claim nothing can be solved until the city continues to function with a fractured administration.
Municipal corporation should be empowered for the entire municipal corporation area. Right now it's divided between HSIDC, Huda, developers and MCG, and everyone blames each other.
Gurgaon's exponential growth has been by default rather than by design till now. But to sustain this development boom, the city has to secure its water resources today before it's too late. Vasudha Sharma, NDTV.
2017, groundwater wells could actually become extinct, and that date isn't very far away. I mean, Sameer, you know, you look at these statistics, you say, all right, maybe these are too scary, push it out by another 5 years, but it's a very harsh reality facing everybody in Gurgaon. You sit in Gurgaon in a house and you see through the day the number of times there's power outage, but today we're just talking water. All of it seems to be, you know, a very distant horizon in terms of how they're going to resolve it.
No, I agree with you, but I think the government has woken up. They're trying to take steps in the right direction. The good part about Gurgaon is that still most of the development is yet to happen. And with rainwater harvesting and new modern techniques that can get implemented in new group housing developments, I think they will be able to help out in the long run. But in the short term, when all these new developments have to get constructed, there's going to be a huge demand of water. So that is where the government has to really step in, organize alternate sources of water for this development to happen, and then ensure that we don't get into such a big mess. But having said that, I was, look at Bangalore, look at Delhi. You have situations where you only get water for 2-3 hours a day. I think Indians are pretty much used to that. Unlike Gurgaon, today, as we speak today, if you have group housing complexes, if you're living there, you get perennial water supply 24/7. In fact, the water pressure is so good that you have to install pressure walls on the geysers to ensure pressure is less. So right now, the Gurgaon people are used to that in Gurgaon group housing complexes. But in homes, really, they are in a mess. So they're living like in Delhi, or they have their own groundwater supply coming, or they've dug a borewell. But I think situation is not that bad, because I think everybody is waking up now. There's still 5 years to go. So if they start to take these right steps, I think things could improve.
Disaster
and
could
one
be
more
averted.
thing, I think that maybe they can control the new development. So maybe they can ensure. So for example, Gurgaon is going to witness 30,000 apartments next year and another 35,000 the year after that, whereas it's been seeing development of about 8,000 to 10,000 apartments on a year-on-year basis. So maybe they should curtail the new launches and do it in a phased fashion, because Gurgaon's master plan came up for the next 10 years. The way developers are having a field day, they'll probably finish the whole supply in the next 5 years itself. And then Gurgaon will not be ready to take on, the infrastructure will just not be ready for that.
Okay, so that's a very interesting thought, that maybe you should actually curtail the growth of real estate in Gurgaon to match with the infrastructure. And yes, we'll keep bringing these stories. We hope policymakers are listening and they do take some really strong action. Sudesh Yadav wants to buy something in Gurgaon. It still continues to be a favorite destination of many of our viewers and callers. Sudesh, hi, go ahead. What's your question?